Ready when user is one account.
Oh, press record.
I've been recording this whole time.
Oh, that's so awkward.
Wait, no.
All right. Welcome back to the Unlikely Podcast. This time we have our second guest, Kiran, a.k.a. KT, a.k.a. young teacher, a.k.a. your girlfriend's teacher, a.k.a.
What?
I don't know about that one.
All right, well.
Okay, hey guys.
Second guest. Kiran, welcome to the Unlikely Podcast. You've been supporting us for so freaking long. We're like, let's get him in here.
Thanks so much, guys. It's a pleasure to be here today.
No, thank you. You saved us, our ass, basically. So yeah, Kiran, welcome to the podcast. What would you like to say something about yourself quickly before?
Yeah, sure. I'll do a quick introduction. So my name's Kiran. I was Cammy's friend from school.
And this is like a dating profile video, and you want to tell yourself.
Sure. I'm studying my master's degree here at the University of Edinburgh in sustainable energy systems, and I spent the last year living and working in Japan teaching English. So I was living in Tokyo, having a good time, enjoying the culture and the food. And now I'm back here in Scotland, and I'm very happy to be here with my friends on the Unlikely Podcast.
Let's fucking go, dude.
So what year are you in your study?
I finished my undergraduate degree, I did that down in Bristol, and now I'm doing a 1-year master's degree here.
What was the degree, your undergraduate degree?
That was physics.
Yeah, so he looks good and he's smart. What else do you want?
Yeah, so I made the jump from physics, which is interesting but very boring and kind of, I don't know, I didn't enjoy it that much. And now I'm into the engineering, so it's better.
Yeah.
Engineering swear.
That's nice, Kiran. That's nice. So that's our friend Kiran. He's going to join us on this podcast, and we're going to have some banter, man, with him.
Let's hope so.
Bants.
I just don't know sometimes, Gabriel.
Right. Anyways, I'm very hyped up because I got a update for you guys. But we'll keep that for the dating corner.
Gabriel's dating corner.
No, not Gabriel's dating corner, dude.
Oh, it's like... It has like a pure sax background. It's like, yeah. And then if you're with a Gabriel's dating corner.
Wow, no. Man.
We're doing that. We're making that.
Yeah, anyway. Make a little jingle for that. That would be great.
I think so.
So yeah, Kiran, let's catch up with Kiran now. What have you been up to this week, man? Tell us. How was your week?
So it was a pretty busy week. We had our first big assignment due. So I was writing a paper for my economics class, and it's about environmental economics. So I had to choose a country and write about 2 economic problems and then how to solve them using economics. So it was quite interesting. I never studied economics before, so it was kind of difficult. Yeah. But I was working really hard on that all week. And then Friday, everyone submit their paper, and then we had a big course night out and got very drunk and came back home and didn't do anything for 24 hours after that. So it's been a good week overall, I think.
in your course, like, was it sustainable environment?
Sustainable energy systems.
The energy system. What systems do you learn about? Like, as in, I'm guessing it's like mainly renewable energy. Like,
yeah, so it's a focus on renewable energy. One of the core classes we have is technologies for sustainable energy. So there's like one lecture on something different each week, like wind, solar, hydropower, tidal energy, biofuels, like, so all these different things, and it's just kind of an introduction to each one, and then next semester we have to choose 2 ones, and then we'll focus more on that. So at the moment I'm going for marine power and wind energy, so I'll be focusing more on that next term.
So marine power is just mainly like tidal energy, tidal waves.
Yeah, it would be tidal and wave power.
Nice, dude.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And wind one, you should come to the Netherlands to study the wind things, We have
wind is very good in Scotland. There's a lot of wind power.
Wind energy is really
one of the
innovative
leading
in
countries
Scotland.
for that, so it's worth studying, I think, if you're
for your was it marine? Was it marine?
Yeah.
You said you would. I don't know if this could play into it, but like, there's been a lot of research into algae growth for bioenergy as well. You can look into that. I don't know if that's kind of like.
Yeah, I think we had a lecture on biomass and they mentioned that briefly. So I think a lot of the stuff with the ocean, the problem is like very small changes to things in the ocean can just like wipe out loads of life there. So I think they're looking into these things, but people are kind of nervous about doing something and then just fucking up the entire. Can I swear on the show? Sorry, is that allowed?
Yeah, you can.
I forgot. I can't remember if you guys would do that usually.
Just go for it.
Hey man, if that's the worst thing you're gonna say, then sure.
I don't know if you guys play this for like young kids or something.
Young kids? Ooh, no.
Yeah. In any case, yeah, they don't want to mess up the whole ocean by accidentally releasing something bad. I don't know. But it's all being researched. Marine is like not that usable just now, but there's a lot of research going on, and it could be one of the big things in like 10, 20 years or something.
If you ever do decide to go for bioenergy, I've got a lot of material in that because I wrote a paper on that as well. So.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Anyway, moving on. That was just like.
You guys ever meet each other, by the way?
What?
Did you ever meet each other?
No, never. This is the first time for me to communicate with Ryan.
Okay, and you already have something together, bonded, basically.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right,
Are you okay?
Ryan, tell us about your week, dude.
My week has just been very interesting. I have a really very standard week, working and stuff. I have a really awkward story to tell you guys. So, as you can tell, yeah, I mean, my life is just a bunch of awkward stories put together. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, so as you can tell, I've got a haircut. Thanks for the compliment, guys. And
Can you get lower? I don't see you.
so basically,
You know,
right?
wait. You know who you look like?
Tell me.
Cameron, you know Conan?
Oh, Brian.
You know Conan, the red guy in America? Look at his hair.
Yeah. The quiff.
And what? In what?
Conan, the TV show. Like.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well, you kind of look like him, right? Yeah. So continue.
Anyway, so I was at the barber's getting a haircut, right? And then the lady that was cutting my hair, obviously I've known her for quite a while, so we talk quite a lot. And then, because currently I'm working in my, why are you smiling there, Cammy?
Cammy just loves to smile.
Yeah. So we were just because she knows I'm working at my parents' restaurant right now, so she was just talking about how she likes to get Chinese and stuff like that. So then she goes on to say like, oh, do you know what I actually really enjoy getting, right? And before she said what she said, right, I was like, but do you know actually like people come into restaurants, sit down and order like fried rice, chips, and curry sauce as like their dinner, just like all mashed together, right? I mean, people. I don't know. Obviously, people do get it, but to me, that's just really weird because there's no meat, there's no vegetables, it's just a bunch of carbs together and like curry sauce as well. That's just a really weird order when someone orders it, right? I can imagine. I can imagine where this is going. so then I was talking to her and I was just like, yeah, it's just really weird. Some people come in, sometimes and then just order chips, fried rice. I mean, there's no vegetables, there's no meat. I don't know why they have that for dinner. It's just, I just don't understand it. Like I was properly like venting out, and then she was like, "Well, really, I actually quite enjoy that."
Oh.
I had to walk away for a second because I knew that was.
And then I had to. Obviously, at that point I'm on damage control. And
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
backtrack as fast as possible.
oh yeah, don't worry, you're not alone. Like a lot of people do get that as well, so you're not the only one.
Oh my god!
And then we just really didn't talk like for the rest. I mean, this was coming towards the end anyway, but like.
They think you're such a dick.
Yeah, you need a new place to get your haircut then.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
You're lucky she didn't fuck up on purpose.
Yeah.
She said, oops, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oops. I'm sorry.
I like awkwardness of the week.
Nice stories, Brian. Cameron, what about you beautiful son of a bitch?
Yeah, it's been a pretty standard week as per, but we have two special things this week that happened. It was Gabriel's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Gabriel. Well, post happy birthday.
Thanks.
In case none of you saw, you can go into Gabriel's Facebook and also see when he got called out by Gary V.
Oh, that was a great moment.
That was a great moment. I loved that moment myself, personally. It was really encouraging for life. And also, it was also the League of Legends final, and that's something I want to talk about because they done something quite interesting this year. Well, I mean, like, just bear with me for a minute, okay? So, as you know, we're avid gamers in the past.
What? No.
Gamers, what?
I'm in the gym, though.
No, I was in the gym.
Yeah.
And actually, this year, the money pool that they raised was like 2.4 million. But then that was the original pool set by Riot, which owns the game, of course. But there was also like players and sponsors, and that raised up to another 2.4 million. And what Riot was going to do was they're going to match that amount, and that money pool is going to go to charity. And that's something I want to talk about because it's almost very interesting that you have huge major events like Super Bowl and stuff, right, that generate millions and millions. Compared to this, like compared to 2.4 million, like that, they generate a huge amount more, right? Or the World Cup that generates billions around the world. And it's almost as if this is becoming it's starting to rise. I mean, if you think about it, it's literally 10 people sent on a stage in a little room playing a video game. They've generated like over £5 million worth of money, and they're willing to donate that half to charity, basically.
Yeah.
So this money that's directly from Riot. They're giving that money. Right?
So what happened was I think it all counts as profit at first, and then it's split in half. So what they done clever this year was they released like this kind of scheme of like world tokens where people complete missions, or you can also buy passes, so you get more missions and get more tokens to buy things in game.
Okay.
And the money that's been generated through that goes into this kind of prize pool money. And that prize pool money is then matched by Riot in order to make 100%, and that's donated to charity.
Okay, so I have never played League of Legends. Well, I have played it a little, but not like you guys.
Dabbled.
So I don't have a full understanding of how these things work. But I think that's similar to how the Dota prize pool is created, right?
Yeah. Normally that's how their events.
Are you a Dota player?
No, well, I've played more Dota than League, but I'm not really that into either, to be honest.
Because Ryan used to play that shit every day.
Yeah. I probably have maybe, let's have a look. I have just over 100 hours in Dota, so not a lot compared to like, it's
Ryan 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
It was something to really watch out for, because I think if you watch the way they ran the finals, like this is Bird's Nest in Beijing, so they hosted 2008 Olympics, and Bird's Nest was their main stadium. That was basically full. I think there was one stand that wasn't full. Think about how many people that is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely coming out. It's been coming out for a while, actually. Like even on, it's probably not the best example, but on like betting websites, you can bet on esports now.
Yeah.
Like, so it's also pretty interesting, and also like there's dedicated channels for esports, and also like
yeah, I mean you can watch these things on TV now, right? Like,
yeah. It's becoming really.
And what about the football? There's a football. I think 2 football clubs who have League of Legends teams. Has one.
VfL Wolfsburg.
Oh, wow.
Like actual football teams have these like teams now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's definitely like how would you say it? A raw market that you can make a lot of money from as well. So definitely something to get into. And I quite like the whole charity thing, because that's just going to raise its PR. Like.
Yeah.
And get money to the people who need it. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Cameron.
it's an interesting thing with esports, because I think the difference, like something like football can't die, right? Like, but a game of League of Legends has to they have to keep updating it, and eventually the hardware or the the technology they're using will die, right?
Yeah.
So it's a kind of different dynamic where also a company owns this game, so they can control that fully, whereas no one can control what is done with football.
Yeah, just so much public domain.
Yeah, so it's a new industry, and I think it's interesting to see how this is going to develop in like 20 years or something.
Yeah, because another thing to bring up is usually with games there's like a period of like 5 years or something that then it becomes dead, like usually. But League of Legends has been there for a while now. I think it's been since 2009 now, and it's still popular.
It's growing.
It's still growing, I think, right?
I was expecting it to die at some point, and then no one plays it anymore. But it's still, going hard. So I
think games like that is what is good about them is that you can easily get into them. They have a high value of replayability because every game is different, and then also like it's a team game as well, and it's highly competitive. So like, I think these kind of games are just so easy to be as your base because like. Obviously, like other games that come out, whether it be for consoles or whatever, you won't exactly count them as your like base game that you go to when you're bored. Like League of Legends, Dota, these kind of games, because they're so quick and easy, and it's replayability. That I think that's what's so good about them. As in, you can just come back to them. Like,
yeah, for sure, and that's how a 9-year-old game or however old it is can still be successful, is because they don't have to, they can have this same core thing, and the concept is good, and people will keep coming back to it because of how it works.
Yeah. So I want to see the future of it. Like I wonder in a year or two that if it's still a big thing. Because it can change really quick. I mean, yeah.
I think it's also good that it's finally the skill cap is definitely. It's now getting the recognition it kind of deserves because it is, though it is a game, it's not as easy as some people like make out to be. Like, I'm not going to like try and cross compare like a high level Dota player or a high level League player to like a high level football player, but like there certainly is a gap between like just playing it for fun and playing it competitively. So it's not as easy as people think, and like the work put into it as well, because people who are in these professional teams, they train for like 15 hours a day.
The skill cap is really, really high.
Yeah.
And, there's a physical component as well, because you have to have really good reflexes. There's no really old players because you need the reflexes of a young person, especially for other games like StarCraft or something. If you see how their hands are moving on the keyboard and mouse when they play, like it's crazy.
Yeah, and they have things like actions per minute or something, and you see how high it is, and you well, I'm surprised. How do you know about this stuff, Kiran? Because I didn't think you knew much about this.
It's just interesting, I just read about it sometimes. If it just crosses my path or something, it's an interesting topic. So even if I'm not into these games, it's still, I think, interesting to read and learn about.
Yeah, because it is the future. It's growing. We'll see about it. We'll see, dudes. We'll see.
So, Gabriel, what's new with you this week?
Yeah, how was your birthday? What did you do?
Shall this like segue into the dating corner as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Nice. This will be a nice swift change.
All right, you know what? Let's do that. Okay, so this week was kind of nice. I unexpectedly got 2 days off. So on Friday I got a day off, and on Monday tomorrow I got a day off. So I got a 4-day weekend. And yeah, so it was nice. I got a new assignment that I have to organize a party to go on with another girl. So that's fun. That's some nice experience. So I have to create this party at work. Buy stuff, and all that shit. So that's fun. But guys, I got something new for you.
Some real fire.
No, not really. Look, it's okay, so let's go to Gabriel's corner or something. No.
Gabriel's dating corner.
Gabriel's dating corner, yeah.
No, okay. Anyway, so I want remember like we were talking about talking to.
Yeah.
Can I finish?
For this. I'm sure I'm fine. Excited for this. All right, yeah.
I don't know why he's laughing, by the way. Anyways, remember when we were talking about that talking to exes or something, or blah blah, or people you've had a thing in the past?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
I did that today.
Okay.
And
person or like over phone? Like,
sorry?
person or like texting?
Oh, phone, of course. He lives too far away. If you catch my drift, you know. All right, so
I know where this is going.
yeah, I mean, dude, sometimes I worry about things I say on this podcast because you never know who listens to it. You never know who might encounter it. You know. So.
Well, based on the view counts, it's not too dangerous.
As a future thing, Cammy, do not tag me anything on like podcast Facebook, okay? Just so you know. Anyways, so yeah, this girl I saw before, you know, in the summer. You guys should know already.
Yeah.
Well, she should I say this stuff?
Just say it.
Yeah, don't be
too late to back out now.
I'm too far. Yeah.
She hit you up.
Yeah, because it was my birthday, right? So she's like, "Hey, happy birthday," you know, in a happy way, right? And I was like, "Oh yeah, thank you. I hope all's well with you." And from then we started talking again, right? And while I was playing League, we were talking, right? I was playing with Paul and his girlfriend Joe, if you guys don't know. And I was like, "Hey, I'm talking to her again," and she's like, "Oh really?" Then blah blah, and then basically she told me, ask her on a date. And I did. Right. And then she asked me like, "What do you want to do? Like, just have to talk about something, or just as a casual date?" I said, "Oh, just a casual date." Winky face. Joe told me to do the winky face. I didn't want to do the winky face. She's like, "Yeah, do it. It's flirty." Okay. I kind of regret it right now. Because, you know. And then, she still have to reply. But I think I'm quite positive about it, because if she didn't want to, she would have said no already.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. But she just asked me for what kind of date. So I guess she's open to something, right? So I might see her again.
No, she's open to one option, but she doesn't want you to think it's another option.
I don't know, because she said like...
No, she is. That's why she asked.
What do you mean?
That's why she's asking in what context are you meaning date? Because I think she's open to one, but she's not open to the other. So she wants to test the waters to see what you see it as.
Yeah, I'm thinking she maybe wanted to... I think if I said...
So like your girl, like, oh, what is he meaning? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, girls are fucking confusing, dude. It's like...
It's true. I mean, the man's right.
The man's right. They say so much shit, like, I don't know. So I'm asking another girl about her opinion, and she's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Just say casual date.
Just do a winky face."
I regret that winky face so much.
You know that emoji that does this?
Yeah, just...
Yeah.
Just send that with an aubergine.
Anyway.
Hey, Cammy knows. If he says it's a good idea, then I believe him.
No, this isn't like... This is not from...
And then, so okay, getting to a bit more of a serious tone. Like, what are you like? What is your expectations for this like?
Yeah. Well, now that I think about it, is that if I think she might not be into that casual dating. She maybe I think she was open.
Wait,
this is speculation. Sorry.
Which one was this?
The one in the summer.
Yeah,
Ryan. Ryan, the one in the summer.
Okay, yeah, but. Okay, do you mind me asking why you separated or went your own way?
Separated. I don't know. She just told me all of a sudden. I mean, she got really busy at that point. I knew that, and all of a sudden she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Hey," because I haven't heard about. She didn't talk to me for like 3 days or something, and I was like, "Hey, is everything all right?"
Yeah.
You know? And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Blah blah. I just see that you're not a priority anymore in my life, so let's not continue. Let's not continue." So I was like, "Whoa, that's I was like, what? Jesus Christ, I didn't even expect that, right?" And then we didn't talk anymore since then. That was like early September.
Okay.
The last time we talked, and then it was my birthday yesterday, and she like, hey,
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I think I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't care. I'd like to see her again because she was a nice girl, right? So
I would have put that shit in the bin.
what?
I would have put that shit in the bin.
What do you mean?
Cammy, don't talk about women that way.
Metaphorically. No, but I mean, like, that's so almost like I don't see as a priority in my life anymore.
That's
That includes like that's a really brutal way to say, you know, like you could have just said like, oh, I'm really busy, I don't have time to like kind of deal with any sort of relationship. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But that's such a like.
Did she? Are you paraphrasing, or did she actually say it like that?
Yeah, she said like, I noticed that you've not been a priority. Because I think I canceled like before, like on the Saturday before she said that. I said like, yeah, I canceled because I forgot what happened then. Basically, I could have seen her then, like in the day, right? But I didn't go because I had something else to do at that point. And then after that, she didn't talk for me a while. So I think maybe that made her something. I don't know what happened, but it started then, right? So then she's like, yeah, I see you're not priority, blah blah blah. So I just think I don't want to continue anymore, blah blah. But if there's anything if anything's wrong, you can always text me. That's how she ended it. I'm like, oh yeah.
What?
All right, you know. So and so now she's like, yeah, asking me. So I asked her basically, want to go on a date again, and she's like, yeah. So do you want to talk about something, or do you want to go on a casual date, like a gezellige date, a casual date, right? So now that I think about it, I don't think she might. I don't think she's into the casual date. But I think if I had something to talk about, she may would have said yes. But I don't know. That's just me thinking. But we'll see. I guess today, or right now during the podcast, she might message me.
Like, yeah. So if you're listening to this podcast, put a comment down in the comment section, explain your feelings, and.
No, it's a possibility because she could message me right now and I could see it, and you guys could see my face break, just like.
That was deep. That was real deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sudden end to the podcast.
I just see me run. No, but yeah, that's my update to my life right now.
I don't. Okay. Just don't get your hopes too high.
Yeah, I know.
That's
but
my advice.
yeah, I know. Because I already like kind of knew that I might not see her ever again, right? But you know,
so dramatic.
Because we did remain friends and stuff. But yeah, with me going to South Korea for half a year, I mean, I never saw it becoming a relationship anyway.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Actually, yeah.
All these things, and plus I have another thing. Yeah, I basically have a date.
Was that the new thing or like?
Well, yeah, kind of. And
okay.
And I also have a date on Wednesday.
Wait.
Nice.
What?
Good.
Your eyebrows raised like that? Yeah. So I guess that the first story was the update for this week, and the date is next week's update or whatever.
Gabriel works
yeah,
with
the next episode of Gabriel's Dating Corner.
Gabriel works on a weekly basis in terms of dates.
No, I'm just trying to live an interesting time before I go to South Korea. You know?
What do you do on dates? It's not really expensive, like.
No, I don't really do much like crazy shit. I mean, I generally I never spend more than 10 euros on a date.
Okay.
That's pretty cheap.
And that's for myself. Because this guy, I'm not traditional.
You don't pay for them to.
Hey. I'm new school.
Okay.
I don't look, listen to me, dude. Listen to me. To the person watching this that wants to the person that asked advice last week, if you're gonna go on a date, do not use this for anyone other than yourself.
You can see it's empty.
Yeah. So basically, I did it once, and I felt so shit because that was the first date on Tinder, right? And I paid, right? And she didn't say thank you. She just like, oh. Okay,
no, just use your judgment. I think. Like,
yeah.
you don't have to have a rule. You don't have to pay every time, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you should not like always.
It's literally what you just said. You said never use this.
Said never use this for anyone but yourself. Don't anyone.
Yeah, but not like always. Just 99% of the time, okay? Because maybe there's one special girl. I don't know.
Gotta grease the wheels a bit, you know.
Yeah, but mostly. Oh, what? Did he grease the wheels? Did he? Whoa. Hey man, that was a good line, but yeah, yeah. Basically, paying is not an option. But guys, let's switch it up, right? We're gonna go. I'm gonna ask Kiran a question about Japan. What was the craziest thing you saw in Japan? Because you've seen some shit. I know you have.
A lot of crazy shit, man.
You were in Japan for a year. So.
I don't know. It's difficult to think. So you know Yoyogi Park, right?
No.
I know all of it.
You know, yeah, you guys have been there, I think. So there's always crazy shit there, right?
Yeah.
Always.
At night?
No, daytime, nighttime, anytime. So a lot of the time, I've seen this multiple times. You see someone and you see them from far away, and it's like a young woman. She's dressed in cute clothing or something. But then as you get closer, not that I'm like trying to chase her or something, but just I'm walking. I happen to be getting closer, but then at a certain point you realize this is a very old man. This is a very elderly man that has wear a lot of makeup and is wearing some school of a young girl.
Oh my god!
It's an unsettling feeling to see that.
Did you say a wig as well? Was he wearing like a
long... a wig, like a short black hair wig of a girl.
And then he turns around like, hi.
Yeah, it's an unsettling feeling to see that.
Yeah.
But there's other crazy stuff as well. Like, people take their weird pets there. Like, people will be walking their, like, mongoose or something in your park.
That's so cool, though. It's weird, but cool.
I think Japan's just more advanced in this Western society.
In some ways, it's better. In some ways, it's different.
No, you said you were teaching English, right? Over there.
Yeah.
What situation with the pupil is your most memorable?
Oh shit! Okay, there's a really really funny one actually. I just remembered.
All right.
So it was a class where they had to work on a speech that they had to do. So I wasn't doing anything. I was kind of sitting at the front and waiting for them to bring their speech to me, and then I would check it and send it back. So I'm sitting at the sort of teacher's desk at the front, and so the way that all the classes are, it's individual desks in rows. So there's like a student sat right in front of my desk, right, and he's got this drawstring bag on his desk, right. Mm-hmm. So he looks up from his essay and he just kind of smiling at me, and I'm like, "Are you okay? What's what's up?" And he holds up this drawstring bag, right, and then he opens it. And he starts moving the bag down, and inside there's a big pink dildo, right? With a suction cup on the end, right? So he takes it out of the bag and hands it to me, and I'm like, "No, I don't want that." So he sort of shrugs, puts it back in the bag, closes it up, and puts it in his backpack. And that's the whole story.
What? Wait. What? Okay. What was him handing you that? How did you take that? As a sexual advance?
I don't think. I think he's just trying to freak me out. I don't know why. Because he's like quite a, he's making trouble not like a bad kid, but he's always joking around in class and stuff. I think he brought it just to try and freak me out, and it worked, of course. I don't think it was a sexual thing towards me. I hope it wasn't.
How old was this kid?
He must be 17 or something.
Alright, he's fucking. Yeah, he's fucking around.
What were the other class like? What were their reactions?
No one else saw. No one else noticed. That was the thing, because the class is silent. Everyone's working really hard on their essay, and this guy just looked up at me like,
Oh my god, this is the best shit ever. Oh fuck. And like, wait, did it? Because you said they were writing a speech, and like he's like just now something whips out a dildo and like, hey, here.
yeah, pretty much. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't.
No, I believe you, dude. Oh my. That's so
It's
fun.
sort of like that, like just really reinforces the idea that Japanese people are just a bit like not completely weird, but a little bit edgy, like
There's some people who, in their society you have to like fit in and be conformist and stuff. So then there's always some people, I think, that breaks them and then they just go crazy.
Yeah. Big, like can you measure it with your hands? Like how big was it? Like
Well, it was bigger than my penis, but that's not too hard. It's probably like
what? It was this big?
Yeah, it was a large dildo. It was a
Like-
large dildo.
no one else thought.
That large? Like can you play baseball with it?
Well, I mean, it's smaller than a baseball bat.
Here, like
It's like
Does-
maybe. I'm
He's
trying
looking
to.
for a reference. He's grabbing his though.
Is this as long as a
It's
mug?
slightly longer than this water bottle.
Okay.
Roughly similar to this.
What was the girth like?
This is a
though?
paid promotion, by the way, guys. Paid promotion.
I was thinking about like a horse dick or something, but it was just a regular,
Yeah, it wasn't like mind-blowingly large. But it's.
Imagine like when he was pulling out the drawstring, it just kept going and going and going.
no, it's inflatable. Like once it feels like out,
and no one saw it. So, any more awkward experiences in Japan? Like, we love the awkward stuff. So, if you have awkward stuff, fire away, dude.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to think. Like, I think one of the nice things about Japan is like you can pass out somewhere in the street and you'll wake up and you'll be okay. Whereas if you do that I mean, even Edinburgh, you'll probably have at least one kidney missing or something when you wake up, right?
If not a kidney, then a ball or something.
Yeah.
We saw a KO guy when we were in Roppongi. We were getting
Yeah.
the train back. Well, I think Gabriel was too busy. Well, I was quite perceptive, of course. And there was a guy like he was just outside the ATM door, and he was just like sprawled out like this, like.
Yeah, I like seeing stuff like that. I actually have a photo here on my board. Maybe you guys can see of a nice guy on the subway there. We just found him. Can you see that?
What are people like? What are people like on the train? Are they just like kind of like think it's pretty normal?
Yeah, people just don't acknowledge it really. They'll just let them sleep there. Like we were on that train for a long time, and the guy's just there. He's not moving. His bag was like on the floor, open, and all this stuff's on the floor of the train. And it's like, there's no one with this guy. Where's he going? What's gonna happen to him? But
amazing, and he doesn't care. Like that's the coolest thing about Japan. You can do shit like that and not worry about something being stolen.
yeah, exactly.
Being robbed or something. That's amazing. That he's just like chilling like this, sleeping like just. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, that's one of the crazy things. Like people get their bikes stolen or whatever, but they get it back. That would never happen here. If you get your bike stolen, you'll never see it again.
How did they get it back? Does the guy just feel so guilty that like?
Well, the police they have the registration system for bikes, I think.
Oh wow.
So if you're over there, you have to have a sticker on your bike with like a registration number. And then if it gets stolen, you can report that number, and most of the time it'll turn up somewhere. They'll find it.
Cool.
That's why if you're a foreigner riding your bike in Japan, you'll get stopped and they'll check your registration because they think you stole it.
Oh.
Do they have like Uber over there? Is that
I don't know. I don't really use Uber. I think it's like just started in Tokyo. I don't think they have it anywhere else. But from what I know, Uber is a lot more expensive over there than it is.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
But I never had to really use a taxi or anything. Anyway, the transport is pretty good. So
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's nice. Damn. I love the awkward story. So yeah, that's nice, man. That is nice. Yeah.
Did you encounter any like obviously being not Japanese? Did you encounter any like racism or anything like that, or moments, or
nothing too bad, but of course, like when you're trying to find an apartment, most people won't rent a room to anyone who's not Japanese.
Mhm.
So like there's some things like that where it kind of makes life a little more difficult, but nothing, no one said any bad comments about anything. I have
in Japanese they call like outsiders like gaijin, right?
yeah, gaijin. So of course, you can hear some, like sometimes a little kid just like points at you and says gaijin to their parent. But that's not malicious. It's just
Yeah, innocent.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh Jesus! I think I'm gonna have it worse in Korea.
Yeah, for sure. You'll definitely have it.
I'm not gonna lie, they're so racist in Korea. Like,
yeah, I mean, it will happen. I mean, I will not understand it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they're like actually like,
hey you.
No. Yeah. Okay, man. Interesting. Any more questions for our friend here, KT?
Japanese travel segment? No. That's cool. Well, what made you want to go study English over there? Like, any
particular... so I finished my physics degree, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Obviously, I moved around a lot of countries when I was younger for my parents' work, so I was quite keen to go and live somewhere else again. And like the program that I went with is organized through the embassy, and like it's pretty good pay, and they pay for your flights out there, and they help you find somewhere to live. So it's a really good scheme, and I just thought, it's going to be a good opportunity to live somewhere, and it'll give me some time to think about what I want to do next. So yeah, that was the most of the reason. And I got what I wanted out of it. I got to travel around. I found a nice master's to do while I was there that I'm doing now. So yeah, it was good.
And he came to Hong Kong to visit me, unlike you.
Yeah, that was
unlike
good.
Gabriel. Yeah,
I did go to Hong Kong.
Yeah, that was nice.
Unlike Gabriel, he said, "This guy's so funny." Yeah. Hey man, I couldn't do anything about that. I had something fun to do in the summer. What can you?
yeah.
All right, guys. That's nice, Kiran. Thank you for your beautiful stories, man. You guys want to switch it up?
Yeah, let's switch it up.
What do you guys want? Now, you guys, you know what? You guys can choose. You can.
We gotta watch that video. We gotta watch that video.
You wanna watch the videos?
We gotta watch that video.
Does this come under Gangster Animals or no?
Yeah.
Gangster Animals. I'll give it short. Can you set it up, Brian, and I'll give a short introduction? All right, guys. So basically, the saying like, "I want to be free as a eagle and fly around."
No.
Free as a bird. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that one. Yeah, free as a bird. Well, you're about to see a bird that's so free.
That title.
Well, never mind. This was watching.
All right.
All right. So this is a giant eagle flying around, and he's about to attack Okay, what can we see? A goat. He grabs it.
Got him. Oh
my
God. Struggling, flies, and he throws him off. That's a fucking goat falling to his death. Boom. And
oh my God.
Yeah. And it's just still falling, like just tumbling down. And this thing is just flying towards it. Yeah. And it's dead. Boom.
Got him.
Have a nice meal. Ryan, you still there? I think.
Thanks for watching.
Ryan disconnected right away, but yeah. What do you think about this?
It's really something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Ryan, can you get back, please? We're Ryan just DC. So yeah. What do you think
nature
about
is
this?
wild.
That was graphic. That poor goat. Just saw it like
it was
falling.
So cute. It was such a cute wee goat.
Just like this, just in the air. just with his legs, and yeah. I mean, some of these animals are just so amazing that they have to be highlighted in this segment.
And I'm back.
Welcome
Jesus.
back, Ryan.
Jesus.
That was crap.
Ryan was laughing so hard that he DC'd, basically.
Good goal.
So yeah,
That was amazing.
yeah. I mean, did you ever hear about a freaking eagle that's able to like lift a freaking goat, move it, and then drop it like Charizard? You know how Charizard, takes
Charizard, not Charizard.
that one, and then it takes in the air and then it drops it like this. That's what an eagle did, right?
I mean, I think I'm quite surprised at that too because I think that I know they do that with rabbits, and I already thought that was pretty impressive.
I didn't expect
Mm.
such a big goat to be.
Yeah, I mean, if the goat's not safe, I mean, are we safe? Can it get
Yeah.
us?
Dude, let me tell you one thing. I have another video about one of those eagles doing the same thing to a wolf. An eagle killing a wolf. Can you believe that shit? Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that.
No,
Wasn't there a story in America where like an eagle like took a baby from the pram? Like,
I
Jesus.
think it was something like that actually.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that, but yeah, I can believe that.
It was a couple of years ago, I think. I remember hearing about it.
yeah,
Possible. If they can do it to a goat, a baby is easy. I mean, there's another video of an eagle strangling a cat, like in a neighborhood. You know?
Man, you just love these videos, huh? You
I just love nature videos because that's nature, you know. Like this thing is just hungry, you know. He's flying around being a bit weak, you know, and then he sees a fucking cat being like annoying, you know. And then he just ram, got you, bitch, and then just strangles it. He literally was strangling a cat. Like, respect to you, bird. You are the word. So yeah.
But I almost think because we're not used to the idea of wild kind of preying, that we're not like it's almost a shock, or it's very different because we're all brought up in like towns and cities where we're used to like it's very civilized and there's barely any animals apart from domestics. So it's the idea of preying is still very kind of different. Or
and I suppose at the end of the day, like what we do to animals as
it's
people every day is worse in many ways.
they're cows are watching YouTube clips of us like
Yeah.
in the slaughterhouses, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
But to think of it, this eagle, he knows what he's doing. He knows that if I drop this fucker from here, he's dead. So
that's what they do with turtles, I believe, to
Yeah,
like
I think
crack
I've heard
the
that.
shell, to open their shells. They lift them up high and then they just drop them.
that's so sad, but turtles are so innocent. They're just like.
But yeah, we should show that to Fraser and watch him cry.
oh, that would break him.
Let's break his sweetheart.
Yeah, we should write videos of a bunny as well and show it to Fraser. Just torture him, like, no, stop.
It has to be it has to be like an edited version of like an eagle doing it to Pusheen.
Oh, yeah.
That would really that would tear him apart.
Well,
See if you edit the video so the goat lands on like a trampoline or something, then he'll enjoy it.
That's so good.
Don't worry.
Can I ask you where you find these videos, Gabriel?
Dude, I find them too.
He goes in deep.
These videos exist with everything, like so many things. I mean, right now, like last time, what was last time again? The last time was a dog. Before that was what was the first one? I don't remember anymore.
First one was a fish, was it not?
The
parasite fish.
Oh yeah. The fish that eats the other food with the tongue.
What was the one that was like that can breathe through his ass? Was that a turtle?
Oh, that was the fish. Or the one that breathes through his ass. What was that?
Is that a turtle? Is that a tortoise?
It was a turtle. It was a turtle.
Yeah.
That was a.
Yeah.
That was the first one. The one that breathes through his ass. Yeah. If you want to know more about a species that can breathe through his ass, go back to our earlier episodes, and then we got you. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the segment. More fresh shit next week, of that horrible stuff. And I got an interesting article that I didn't know was possible, but this is an actual thing. So I'll read the headline for you guys.
Okay.
Doctors stunned by a rare case of Italian woman who sweats blood. So
what?
sweats blood.
Sweats blood.
Blood.
Okay, well.
Like
Does it hurt? What?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So go through the article.
Doctors were baffled when a 21-year-old woman was admitted into an Italian hospital for sweating blood from her face and her hands, a condition she's had for 3 years, according to 2 physicians from the University of Florence. So yeah, this condition, it's been around for like since the 1800s. Like they have these reported cases, but it's not that big because not many people have it. Just like let's see, so since 2000 there were just a dozen of those cases like worldwide. So it's not something that happens often, but it sometimes comes to light because you never think about like how can you sweat blood, like, and it's just because like she sometimes starts sweating out of nowhere. Just she's like literally sitting or something, and then she starts sweating blood. Like it's not like she's like maybe moving or something, but it can happen anytime. Like anytime it can just happen.
Like her whole body, all her pores just start bleeding, or like it's
So
only
basically,
certain parts.
she's just sweating, but it's just blood coming out.
Yeah. So,
but does she like? Is it everywhere like where you normally sweat, or
if she does normal stuff that would make you sweaty, like if she works out or something, is that sweat blood, or can she sweat normally as well?
Can she choose? Like, depending on the situation.
Today I want to sweat blood.
Yeah. So at first they were like, testing her to see if this is like a fake thing, because people want to do like this religious stuff, like, oh, I sweat blood, worship me or whatever. But no, it's actually like, it's actually really blood. So
okay.
In total, there are 42 reports of this dating back all the way to 1880.
Okay.
So it's I mean it's not being around for a long time that we know of, apparently, but yeah. At first, people they don't take them serious because they think it's like a fake thing. But this girl, like, there's a picture of her, like she has it like on her her forehead, and just here, like it's just blood, just because I saw this line and I was like, what, but it's an actual thing. You can sweat blood, and yeah.
Sure you're not on theonion.com.
No. Can I share a story about the onion.com? We have
I think another story, but like, yeah, go on.
We have one friend here who shared to me an article about Michael Jackson living. It's like, huh? Michael Jackson alive? And then said friend, I was like, what? What are you talking about? Sent me a link, and the first thing I see is The Onion. Want to guess who said friend is?
It's quite easy, isn't it?
Right?
It must be Ryan.
Bong.
Must be Cammy. I didn't know.
At that time,
I didn't know.
At that time, I was just beginning my exposure to the idea of fake news, and I didn't know Onion.com was that kind of thing.
So you thought that he was alive?
No. It was basically a thing about. I remember that day very clearly because I had to remember that Onion.com, anything that comes from that website is off. The article was basically saying like the death of Michael Jackson was staged in order for him to escape his fame. So he almost had like a body double of someone that passed away that was manicured to look like him and was buried while he kind of emigrated, and he was found later. But it's supposed to believe the story.
Your mind must have been blown when you read that. You're like, holy shit!
I was
evidence.
I messaged my dad and because he was.
Oh my god!
No, because he's a huge Michael Jackson fan, and I remember him telling me he went to this concert, back in the 90s, to see Michael Jackson. And it was the best concert he's ever been to, and he loved it so much. And I was like, Dad, you'll never know what happened.
Oh, God.
And then you break your dad's heart for a second time. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job.
He was like, damn it.
But yeah. Don't worry, man. It's not, you'll figure it out, Cammy. Don't worry. But yeah, that's a story about with the Onion. No, this is not the Onion, guys. But yeah, now the more you know. So
It's interesting.
Yeah,
If I'm ever just hemorrhaging blood out my pores, I'll know what's happening.
yeah, and it's kind of sad because it's like here it says that she like is hiding herself from public because it's kind of embarrassing, you know.
Yeah.
And she's 21 years old, so she's like pretty young. So it's pretty sad. So I don't know if there's any cure for this. It doesn't really say here, but they're just analyzing her and like learning and all that stuff. But let's keep her in our hearts for a moment.
Or
Yeah.
forget about it later.
Yeah. Well,
That's really, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. I can't really comment on this.
because I told someone, they're like, "Nah, that's fake. That's fake." And they're like, "Nah, this is not fake news. A doctor says it's real." So yeah. Yeah, we should ask Sam about it. Sam will not believe it probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. I hope you guys enjoyed that article.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved it.
That's good.
Hey,
That's good.
can I tell you a quick story?
Do
So
tell.
I had to go to buy some paper for my internship. We needed some special paper, right?
Okay.
And I went to this paper shop, and right next to it was like a coffee shop, right? Like they sell weed, in Amsterdam.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, I smell weed. And then I go inside the store and I smell weed as well. So it's like two nice guys working there and they're laughing the entire time, being smiley and stuff. I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. Are they high of the smoke here? Because the entire shop smelled like weed. And I'm like looking for paper and I'm smelling weed all the time. And they're like telling each other stories and they were so soft spoken and laughing all the time, like and and talking and they were laughing to me. I was like, that's interesting. These guys are working here for years and they're high all the
Their
time.
minds have just melted.
Every day you smell weed. I don't think they even smell it anymore. This is like whatever.
Just the air.
Yeah, it's just air for them. Yeah. You guys got anything else?
Just funny how you said special paper. It's just like someone
Yeah.
trying to when like I don't know.
No special paper.
You ever seen those videos of like mums telling their kids to go into petrol stations and telling them to buy like what is it, like car fluid or something like that? Which
Car
is
fluid?
just basically no, it's like something really stupid and doesn't exist.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It just sounds like your company.
Yeah, no.
Send Gabriel off to find a special paper.
Oh,
Get him out of the office for a bit.
I just said special paper to make it easy. It was just really thin paper. That's what I need to buy. Just really thin paper. But yeah. How long are we doing with time? Whoever's recording.
I think we're about there, yeah.
How much?
Well, my call ended, so Gabriel, can you check your call?
Yeah, we're about there.
Yeah. Anything else before we leave, guys? Kiran, you got something to say, man? Please use this platform, man.
I just want to say, everyone watching, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel.
Good
Please
man.
do.
That's all.
Broadcast over.
Can you now say it in Japanese?
No, I cannot.
Okay, never mind. Then yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, let's end this podcast with a song, perhaps. You guys want to sing?
Should we be like goodbye?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Rotunda.
Let's do it from Kiran, Cameron, me, and Ryan.
Okay.
So I'm like the high one.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
There we go. Thank you for that nice song, and we will see you next week.
In episode 26.